18 fat-burning foods women should eat every day. Ladies, your body burns fat completely different to a man's, and if you've been following a generic plan designed for men and wondering why your scale won't budge, this is why. And this is a fact that blew my mind. After the age of 40, women lose muscle mass twice as fast as men. And muscle is the engine that burns your fat, which means less muscle mass means a slower metabolism. A slower metabolism means more stubborn fat, especially around the belly, your hips, and your thighs. But there's good news. There are 18 specific foods that are scientifically proven to help women burn fat, balance their hormones, and fire up their metabolism. I have now helped hundreds of women transform their bodies, like Dr. Ruth, who wanted to lose her baby weight, Shannon, Trish, Annabelle, like my own sister. Let's get straight into it. But before I give you the 18 foods, you need to understand why your body works differently, because once you get this, these foods make so much more sense. Women have a unique hormonal landscape. Estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol. These hormones literally dictate where your body stores fat and how fast it burns fat. And research published in the American Journal of Physiology in 2024 found that women who lose estrogen, whether through perimenopause, menopause, or stress, their brown fat metabolism drops significantly. Brown fat is your body's built-in fat burner. It literally burns calories to produce heat. So when estrogen drops, the furnace gets turned on. And on top of that, women over 40 have higher cortisol sensitivity. So your body holds on to fat like a security blanket when your stress hormones are high. So Dr. Mike, what's the solution? You eat foods that do three things. They boost your metabolism, balance your hormones, and they fight inflammation. And that's exactly what these 18 foods will do. And I've grouped them into 5 categories so you can remember them easily. And if you are over 40 and you're struggling to lose fat, stay until the end, because I have something designed specifically for you. Now, the first category is what I call the protein powerhouse, and they are the most important group on this entire list. Why? There's a 2024 meta-analysis, and it was published in Advances in Nutrition, and this is a massive study. They analyzed 52 studies, and they found that protein is the most thermogenic macronutrient, meaning your body burns 20 to 30% of protein calories just digesting it. Comparing that to the 5 to 10% in carbohydrates and the 0 to 3% in fats. So if you eat 100 calories of protein, 20 to 30 of those calories are burned just breaking it down. That's like eating at a discount on every meal. So for women specifically, this is even more critical because you're fighting muscle loss. Protein will help you preserve muscle mass while staying in a caloric deficit so that you're burning your hard-earned calories. So let's talk about the protein powerhouses. Food 1, eggs. Let's start with the king or the queen of breakfast. It's eggs. One large egg has 6 grams of protein, healthy fats, choline for the brain, and B vitamins for energy. And studies show that eating eggs for breakfast keeps you fuller for longer and helps you eat fewer calories throughout the entire day. Now, 2 to 3 eggs in the morning and you're already winning. Plus, they only take 5 minutes to make, so no excuses. Food number 2, wild-caught salmon. And ladies, this is your best friend when it comes to protein. 4 ounces, which is 113 grams of salmon, gives you 25 grams of protein plus omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s reduce inflammation, and remember, inflammation is the hidden driver of stubborn fat. It will also help you improve your insulin sensitivity, which means your body is better at using carbs for energy instead of storing them as fat. So aim for 3 to 4 servings per week. Food number 3, Greek yogurt. Full-fat Greek yogurt has double the protein of just regular yogurt, about 15 to 20 grams per serving. It's also packed with probiotics that will support your gut. And here's what most people don't know. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. A healthy gut means better nutrient absorption, less bloating, and more efficient fat burning. So have it with a snack, have it mixed with berries, which we'll get into in a minute. Now, food number 4, chicken breast. It's simple, effective, and very versatile. Just 4 ounces. has about 26 grams of protein and only 1 gram of fat. This means it's lean and it's fat burning. I highly recommend making it in the air fryer just to keep the moisture and make it juicy. Category 2. Let's talk about some fat burning drinks. And yes, the drinks you have matter as much as what you eat. Food number 5 is going to be green tea. Now, I know I talk about green tea a lot, and that's for a good reason. There's a randomized, double-blind control trial, the gold standard of research, and it took 102 women with central obesity, and it found that 12 weeks of green tea extract led to significant weight loss, a reduced waist circumference, and a decreased BMI. It also lowered ghrelin, your hunger hormone, and it boosted adiponectin, which helps you burn fat. The magic ingredient in the green tea is called EGCG. It activates something called AMPK, which is like flipping a switch, and it tells your body to burn stored fat as fuel instead of storing more. So drink 3 to 4 cups daily, but remember my 10-3-2-1 rule. Last cup of anything when it comes to caffeine should be 10 hours before bed. So if you're in bed at 10 p.m., your last should be at noon. Food 6, black coffee. Coffee isn't just used to be a wake-up call. It is a fat-burning tool. Caffeine can boost your resting metabolic rate from 3% to 11% and increase fat burning, meaning your body will use more fat as a source of fuel. But here's the catch. The moment you add cream or sugar or fancy syrups, you're canceling out the benefit. Black coffee, ladies, please. 1 to 2 cups in the morning, and that's it. Food number 7, apple cider vinegar. 1 tablespoon of ACV diluted in water before your biggest meal can slow down your gastric emptying, meaning the food stays longer in your stomach and it also has you fuller. So some studies also show that it helps with blood sugar control after meals, which will help prevent the blood sugar spikes that tell your body to store fat. So it's not a miracle, but it's a tool that can add up over time. I want to know, ladies, right now, I've been recommending some of these. Let me know in the comments which ones have you used, and have you seen any differences in these foods that I've been talking about? And I think this will really inspire a lot of women to really just start implementing this. I am here to give you information. They say that information is power, which is a lie. Information is potential power. Action is true power. Let me know which things you've actioned. Now, let's move into category 3, the hormone balancers. Now, this category is specifically for women, and it's what most fitness gurus online are ignoring. Foods that help you balance and regulate your estrogen, your progesterone, and your stress hormone cortisol so that your body actually lets go of the fat. Food number 8 is avos. Half an avocado gives you about 15 grams of heart-healthy monosaturated fats, 5 grams of fiber, and a good source of potassium. More than a banana, actually. So here's why this food matters more for women. Healthy fats for women are essential for hormone production. So if you cut your fats too low, and all I see all the time with women is hormone crashing. Estrogen drops, your progesterone drops, and your body will go into fat storage mode. Don't fear fat in your diet. Embrace the foods like avocado. Food number 9, extra virgin olive oil. 2 tablespoons a day on the extra virgin olive oil. That's the dose. And there's a study in the European Journal of Nutrition, and it found that women who consumed olive oil reduced their body fat mass and they lowered their blood pressure. Now, olive oil contains something called leocanthal, which works in the same anti-inflammatory properties as ibuprofen, painkillers, without side effects. Now, use this as a finishing oil on your salads, vegetables, your dressings, your eggs. Drizzle just a little bit. Food 10, flax seeds. This is a hidden gem. Flax seeds are the richest plant source of omega-3 fatty acids, and they contain lignans. It's a compound that will help your body metabolize estrogen more efficiently. This is massive for women over 35 who are entering perimenopause. When your estrogen isn't being metabolized properly, it gets stored as body fat and it creates this vicious cycle. So 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds in your morning smoothie or in your yogurt. Ground, not whole. Your body can break down whole flax seeds. Now, for ladies, food number 11, sweet potatoes. One medium sweet potato, which is about 5 ounces, 150 grams, gives you complex carbs, 4 grams of fiber, and it's loaded with vitamin A and potassium. Now, complex carbs are your friend. Why? They'll help you fuel your workouts, they'll help you regulate your blood sugar, and they keep your thyroid functioning. So when women go too low on carbs, often their thyroid will crash and that will tank your metabolism. And sweet potatoes give you the carbs that you need without severely spiking your insulin. Food 12 is my favorite on this list. Berries. Blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. 1 cup, which is 150 grams, has 85 calories. But that's packed with anthocyanins. It's a powerful antioxidant which helps your body switch off the inflammation master switch. Less inflammation means less cortisol. Less cortisol means less belly fat. They're also loaded with fiber, which keeps you full. And you can add them to your Greek yogurt, to your oatmeal, or just eat them as a snack. They're simple, delicious, and they do the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Let's go to category 4. I call these the metabolism boosters. These are the spices and compounds that literally turn up the heat in your fat burning furnace. Food 13, chili peppers and cayenne. So capsaicin is the compound that gives chili peppers their heat. They're shown to boost your metabolism and even reduce your appetite. And there's a study in appetite and it found that capsaicin increases metabolic rate and decreases hunger. So even just a pinch of cayenne pepper in meals added up over time, sprinkle that on your eggs, on your chicken, on your soups, and your body's gonna thank you. Food 14, cinnamon. Here's one that's already in your kitchen. Cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, which has been shown to reduce abdominal fat in research and will help stabilize blood sugar levels. This is so important for women because blood sugar spikes will trigger insulin, and insulin spikes trigger fat storage hormone. Now, half a teaspoon in your coffee, your oatmeal, or in your smoothie, 0 calories, massive benefit. Food 15. Ginger and turmeric. I'm grouping these together because they're anti-inflammatory powerhouses. Ginger has been shown to reduce body weight in people who are overweight, and turmeric contains curcumin, which suppresses inflammatory messaging fat cells and can improve your insulin sensitivity. But here's a pro tip. Always pair the turmeric with black pepper. Black pepper contains pepperine, which increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%. 2,000%. Without it, most of the curcumin passes straight through you. Before we get into the last category, and trust me, this is a game changer. If you're finding this helpful, hit the video with a massive thumbs up. I'll greatly appreciate that. And let's move into category 5, gut health and your fiber heroes. The final category is the most underrated because if your gut is broken, it doesn't matter how clean you eat. Your body won't absorb the nutrition and it will also make your fat loss crawl. So food 16 is dark leafy greens, spinach and kale. 2 cups at lunch, 2 cups at dinner, and that's the formula. And these are loaded with vitamin K, magnesium, and folate. And here's the kicker. Over 50% of the population is deficient in magnesium. And magnesium regulates over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including the ones that control metabolism, blood sugar, and your sleep quality. And remember, bad sleep means high cortisol. High cortisol means belly fat. Spinach and kale are your insurance policy. Food 17, cruciferous veggies, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. They contain a compound called sulforaphane, and that will help your fat metabolism. But for women specifically, cruciferous vegetables contain something called I3C, which stands for indole 3-carbinol, which helps your liver metabolize excess estrogen. So when estrogen builds up, a condition of estrogen dominance is happening. So what happens when your estrogen is dominating, your body will store more fat around your hips, around your thighs, and your belly. These vegetables will literally help you flush out the excess estrogen. And this is critical for women in their 30s and 40s. So aim at least for 1 serving daily. Food number 18, it's fermented foods. I'm talking about kimchi, sauerkraut, and kefir. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, and that balance of that bacteria impact your weight. And there's a 2025 scientific report, and it found that probiotics significantly reduce visceral fat. Fermented foods will help you deliver beneficial gut bacteria to your gut. And one serving or a forkful of sauerkraut with dinner, or some kimchi on their side, or even a glass of kefir, your gut's second brain, is going to help you tremendously. So I highly recommend having this. So like I mentioned in the video earlier, that I have something for women over 40. So these are the 18 fat burning foods that women should eat daily. But I promise that's something that if you're over 40, so let me deliver. Here's the truth. For women, research shows that from 35 years old, you start experiencing shifts in estrogen and your progesterone. And this is why, and this is exactly what's leading to this weight gain, especially around the belly, why you're feeling lower energy, and why your sleep is a lot more disrupted, and so much more. And literally my own mom and my mother-in-law were experiencing this. And it's not your fault. Research shows that women have limited knowledge on menopause before they started experiencing the symptoms. So for men and women, tackling all your hormonal problems needs professional help.